Hi, Johan here with LiquidFiles. In this video I'm going to show you time-based one-time password authentication, or TOTP for short. So TOTP is typically an app-based authentication system. So we use an app in our mobile phone, such as Authy or Google Authenticator, and there's a range of others. We can look in Wikipedia, and they have a list of applications or clients that we can use to authenticate with. So mobile phones is the most common one, but we can run this in password managers such as 1Password and LastPass as well. So it's an open standard that performs one-time password authentication or two-factor authentication, and we can use this to provide enhanced authentication for our users in LiquidFiles. So the easiest way to see how this works is simply to perform a test, and the way that the actual authentication works is that the system will generate a secret key, and this key is unique for each user. And then together with this unique key and the current time, it will provide a one-time token. So if we scan this QR code, it will insert this secret key into the Authenticator app. And so to try this out, we're just going to use, because it's easy to show on the screen, obviously, we're going to use a web-based one. So I'm going to copy this secret code, and I'm going to, in this web-based application, I am going to enter this code. So we have to, in this case, remove the empty spaces, and we call this TOTP test. So now every 30 seconds we're gonna get a new code. So we can copy this. Where are we? In this one, and we can paste. And now we can see that this will work. We have now added one-time password authentication for this user admin@liquidftest.com. So if we look at the users configured, we can see that this TOTP authentication has now been enabled. And the way it will look is that if we log out and log in, admin@liquidftest.com, still have to enter our password, enter the correct password. And then every time we authenticate, we're going to be asked for this two-factor authentication. So we can just copy the code again, paste it, and now we're logged on. So to configure this for your users, the easiest way to do this is to do this on a per group basis. So we can go to local users, and the default configuration is that we have TOTP enabled, which means that the user can, on their own accord, if they want to, enable two-factor authentication. So let's just disable this for now. So again, we enter the code to disable the authentication. And if when you enable this on the default configuration, this is what the user will see in the two-factor authentication tab. So we have enabled two-factor authentication, download an app, either scan the QR code or enter the following, and then do the verification. So let's just do that quickly again. We copy the secret code or read the QR code. We have removed this, so this is no longer valid. We have a new secret code. Test 2. We can copy this code, and now two-factor authentication is saved for this user admin@liquidftest.com. So this is the default configuration. If you want to make it more secure, you can either on a per user basis, so we can go in on a specific user and say that this is not no longer inherited from group. We can say that we require this. So if we require this, then the user will not be able to disable one-time password, two-factor authentication. So let's see how that will look. So we can configure this. We remove the key and say TOTP require. So we have TOTP require. If we log out this user and log on again, so we have currently this is not enabled for this user. LiquidFtest.com. And we will now be prompted to do the same thing. In order to continue the authentication, we have to enable two-factor authentication. So copy the code either using the QR code, or as we've seen a few times here, we can just copy the secret key. Test 3. Copy this secret code, or this one-time code rather, and now our two-factor authentication configuration is saved. So the difference here is that now when we have this set as require, we won't see the tab here because there's nothing that the user can configure. But as an administrator, we can go in and say TOTP require or TOTP enable as needed. And also we can do this if we want to on a per group basis. So say that we want to require this for all local users, we can just say TOTP require, and then we save this. And now from here on, all local users will be prompted as we were for this user when they log on the next time to set up two-factor authentication in order to continue using LiquidFiles. So then they typically download Auth or Google Authenticator or some app on their mobile phone, and from then on they use that to authenticate themselves. So hope you found that useful, and I will see you soon for more LiquidFiles videos. Thank you. Bye.